In the world of call and puts, there's a lot of data available in every corner of the universe. Interestingly enough, I'm hearing a lot of chatter about call and put volume lately. In this video, I want to show you how you can scan for options that have the most unusual call volume, the most unusual put volume, and how to trade with this information. So let's go. Hey everybody, Tom Gentile. Welcome to Tom's Trading Room. You know what we do here. We show you how to spot rules-based opportunities and create alternative trades other than simply buying and holding stocks. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so yet, hit that like button if you find this information useful. It helps support the channel. Also, if you subscribe to our videos and ding that notification bell, you'll get them as soon as they're uploaded. All right, so in today's video, I want to talk about really how to spot unusual call and unusual put volume, how to trade it, and most importantly, where to get this information, because I have a scan in which all of you watching this video have access to. It's called TG Suite. We're going to talk about it all right now. So let's first get over to talk a little bit about, before I begin the disclaimers, you can pause this part of the recording. I'm not going to read this word for word, but I will mention that stock options and crypto have large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. And number two, I'm not your investment advisor. Only you know best how much and what you'd like to trade at any given time. I'm here to show you how I do it. So the first thing I want to mention is that the unusual calls and unusual puts are one of many, many things we track. We put this together in a really nice, nifty report. We call it the morning report. It's available on the TG Suite app. That's available on iPhone and Android devices. Download it now, TG space Suite. Now you're going to see when you download this, we've got all kinds of things on here. Most of this is premium information, but that one down at the bottom that's got the red arrow next to it, well, that's called the morning report. That is available to everybody. And in today's video, I'm going to focus on these two areas here, unusual calls and unusual puts. So when you download this information, whether you're a subscriber to our tools or not, if you are a subscriber, then just use your login information. If you're not a subscriber, that's fine. Down at the bottom, it says non-subscriber. Click there, just fill in some information, and you have this app absolutely free. Now, let's talk about call volume for a moment. Call volume, that's the amount of buying and selling activity in a particular call option. And that's an option that has a strike price and an expiration date. Now, what we look for is unusual call volume, where we see a lot of binge buying or binge selling. And we're able to spot those on this unusual call report. So as of this video, I've gone ahead and loaded up the top 10 most unusual traded calls at this time. And we're talking about Philip Morris is on here, Apache, Dell, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, Mosaic, Uber, AT&T, General Motors, and Valero. Those round out the top 10. Unusual to what? Unusual unto themselves, their normal options volume. So there are several options out there that might be trading higher volume than these, but they may trade high volume all the time. This is the unusual list. Of these 10, you can look and you can say, first of all, take a look at Philip Morris, 72,870 calls traded, and that's the January 22nd. Take a look, 22 is the year, 01 is the month, 21 is the day. The January 2022, all right, 40 calls, and they traded around a price of $9.80. Now, I want you to take a look at Citigroup for a moment. I have this one boxed in. This is also the Jan 21, 2022 calls, but the 100 strike. Those traded for 73 cents, 18,735 call options traded. And so I find that quite interesting. A 73-cent trade on an option that's 20 points or so above its stock price. Let's look into this into some more detail. So here's the stock chart of Citigroup. And you can see, and I'm going to put the red arrow on here, this is the low that was happening at the beginning of the year. Since then, we've made a monster move up from the 50s to the 70s We had a little bit of a pullback that happened between, say, March and April, but then we ran off again until recently pulling back off the highs of $80 a share. Currently trading just south of 75. Remember, all these calls were the 100 calls for next January. So somebody out there believes that Citigroup will be trading above $100 a share come January 21st, 2022. Now, are they right? Are they wrong? Did they buy? If they bought, somebody sold. So somebody's equally convinced that it's going down and not up. All right, but there are three ways you could trade calls. You could buy them and you're speculating the price could go up. You could sell them and you're speculating the price is going to go down. But you know the third way to do this is to sell them against stock you already own, creating a covered call spread, hedging your stock position. By the way, that's also bullish. So I look at this and I see this red line of options volatility going down. And it tells me that if I'm bullish on Citigroup, buying calls may not be the worst thing in the world because they're cheap right now. And I don't have to buy the ones that go out to January 2022. We're in the summer of love when it comes to options trading and it comes to actually stocks like Citigroup, because Citigroup has had between now and mid-July, has gone up over 90% of the time during this time frame over the last 10 years. I find that quite interesting. Let's take a look at the put option volume. So put option volume is exactly the same, but with puts. Again, we're going to measure the amount of buying and selling to find that put option volume. And unusual options are those that trade much, much higher than their average. I'm going to use the unusual put button. When I click on that, and when I do that, it's going to give me the most recent top 10 most unusual put volume trades. Carnival Cruise Line is at the top of the list as of this video. The January, or in this case, the October 15th, 2021 25 puts traded at $1.42, 12,068 contracts. Microsoft is in there at number 2, followed by Gold, U.S. Steel, Facebook, Delta Airlines, British Petroleum, NCLH, Tesla, and BlackBerry. Of those top 10, I've highlighted Microsoft. The reason why? Why are so many people buying put options at the 200 strike price and paying $3.85 for them? Is it because of the recent problems surrounding Bill Gates? Maybe, maybe not. Again, there are three ways to trade puts. You buy them because you speculate the stock's going down. You sell them because you speculate the stock's going up or sideways. Or you could do what? You could sell these sell these puts against short stock that you already own for protection. Now, there are many other ways you could trade calls and puts too with spreads, but those are the top three things to do just by being one-sided, a buyer of puts or a seller of puts. Now, when I look at Microsoft, I think Microsoft too has a tendency of moving higher in the next 30 days. So rather than be a buyer of puts, in this case, I like the stock. Perhaps I want to sell the puts and potentially own the stock at a lower strike price. Let's take a look at Microsoft's chart. And it too looks good. I mean, it's had this higher low, higher high scenario. It's getting back up to the highs near the year where the earnings were. That's up around $265, trading just north of $258 right now. Perhaps you see a target of $265 or $270 on your screen. Then you too could look at some potential ideas, buying spreads, maybe even buying calls because the options are very cheap right now. Or if you really like to sell puts and you're willing to take in a lower than normal premium for that, you could do that too, and therefore set yourself up to buy the stock at a specified price that you may like when it comes to this particular stock. All right, I just showed you a couple of examples. These actually come out every single day. They're on our morning report. It's available by downloading the TG app or the TG Space Suite app. You can go and do a search on that. It's available at the Apple and Google Play stores. And again, it's just part of what we offer here. There, again, are 6 different reports on this morning report. All right, in summary, I just showed you an easy way to find those unusual call and unusual put options volume without having to watch TV all day, waiting for one of the Nigerian brothers, for instance, to come up and tell you about it. You can do it on your own time. All right, guys, you can use these with directional indicators. That's what I do to help me decide whether I want to go long something or short something. And I just utilize the unusual puts to find where the big players may be. And finally, although it's not a guarantee, it is something that I look at and add to my trading arsenal every single day.